Hello everybody, welcome back to Yunus Cake Tips. Thanks for joining me. When I was a teenager, I was playing a TV game. It's called Ping Pong or only Pong. I'm not so sure, I don't remember exactly. And we were really fascinated with that. So this little box that you plug it in the TV, there were even no computer existed at that time. And then little ball is bouncing edge of the TV, and then this little two straight line, and you try to catch it and then sending to other side. It was quite fun. So, but today some video games are even more popular than blockbuster cartoons. Latest one is a Fortnite, as you know, and both of my sons, who are approaching already 40 years old, and my grandsons, almost 10 years old, playing with that game all together. So you can see how much those games attracting different age groups. So we are, as cake decorators, also we are attracted because we receive also requests from people decorating cakes with those kind of themes, as well as the cartoons. So now I have a cake order, is a Fortnite cake. And I believe you guys will be also interested to see what I'm going to do. So my video today is about a Fortnite cake. Let me explain you first what I need to make this cake. I have here a board which is 40 by 40 covered with brown velvet, because brown color will be create a good contrast with the green, which is landscape cake. All right. Cake is over here, 27 by 27, 5 centimeter high. And also I have some extra cakes to create the mountains. How much is this cakes? I'm going to give you under the this video. You can click on the course material so you can see that exactly the amount what I'm using. I have here some ganache, and I have here some fondants, which I look at my pictures, which I'm going to explain later on. I select all the colors and I'm going to work with it. So I have the PVC pipe to roll the fondant. I have some spatulas to mask the cake, to shape the cake. I have some knives to cut the things around. And after, I have also a craft knife to cut some decorations nicely. And I have skewers, will have some help to do things. And then measurement wise, I have a ruler and also measuring tape here, just in case that I need it. And the starch and poking pin to remove the air bubbles from the fondant. And I have a little bit of silver color for little parts we needed. And then I have a sponge which I will use with the water to clean up some colors and then create this wooden texture. And I have all my colors here as a powder. As I said, I'm not so sure what I'm going to use, but I just have it standby. And then I also stand by some dry towels and wet towels. I will use it. And then having cardboards is a good idea to, when you create decorations, you just placing on it. And then cardboard is very dry, and then just breathe underneath, and decorations will be dry very quickly. And that is all actually. Now I like to explain you the idea. So before we start doing cake, we always have a little bit of sketch to understand the measurement, the sizes, proportions, etc. It's always a good guidance to work on the paper first. Basically, whole idea is that as the game happening, that flat platform, like a landscape platform, and things are happening, people just chasing each other and building some fort and then towers or whatsoever. So I don't know. I don't play this game. I don't think I'm smart enough and quick enough to understand what's going on there. So, but thanks to Google, we can just get printing everything what we need, and then we can start sort of like having enough idea to build the cake. All right. So these are the pictures I printed. I like these trees, just like a cauliflower. I'm gonna take the inspiration from that. And then in this picture, I like to have this landscape, the mountains, and then just the side rocks and everything. Sort of valleys and plateaus and everything here. And there will be here a river in between, sort of somewhere here. All right. And then this is the tower. I like this. So we're gonna do that. In this particular tower, I like this, the partitions are repeated, so I can make the same decorations, multiple numbers, and join them together into this tower. Quite easy. And then that is not much to know about it, because we're not going to go so far. And that is the treasure chest, which is a typical treasure chest for this game. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're doing all the silver parts and everything. So this is the sort of like, I don't know what's it called, the sort of a balloon comes to that for a pointing or something like this. So I'm going to do that. And also this little blue liquid to give you some sort of abilities. I'm not so sure what is it, but it is also significant, so I'm going to follow up. All right. So in this kind of situation here, that is the board which I'm talking about like 40 by 40. All right. And then this is the cake, that 27 by 27, here like this. And I'm going to carve. I just made actually a rough idea over here underneath, so I can just repeat that. I'm going to carve from here and edit here. So this one will be just come here, and then that will be carve here, edit here, and then here's the carving and putting here, and then same thing over here. Maybe just taking from here and adding there. So maybe not that far. Maybe I'm just going to get some offcuts from there also. And also that that's the cake will be, so the side way. All right. And then I'm going to carve like a sort of like diagonally and a bit also roundish. And also like the icing, when I coat the icing, I'm going to coat over it and then cut bigger than the cake. So we have extra some sort of like additional on the side of the cake. All right. So that is the mountains. So I'm going to get it like a level, like this is the first level will be something like this. And then the second level probably like that. And then maybe the third one will be something like this. I'm not so sure. I'm going to just do it accordingly. So that will be then the levels. 1, 2, 3. So like 1 and 2 and 3. Something like that. All right. Okay. Then after that, we will have a river going like this. All right. And the whole lot after that is the putting different objects on the cake. So there will be the trees, two kind of trees, like a cauliflower looking one and also like a pine trees. So they will be scattered around here, like that, like that, like that. I'm not going to follow exactly what I'm doing now, but it's just like a rough or general idea what I'm going to do. All right. And then the mainly that the pine trees will be over the mountains. So it will be look like this. Couple of them. I will always do more than what I need, and after that, sort of like work it out. All right. The chest will be about this size, around somewhere here. Probably the proportion of the chest box and all those objects will be much smaller than what I'm doing here, but I just like to exaggerate to make it more obvious on the cake. All right. So this will be then the chest box. That will be a potion bottle. That blue magic, I don't know what's this. All right. And there I will make the tower, somewhere there, on the other side of the river. And it will be probably look like this. And then tower has got like a balconies around. So that will also happen. Probably like one part here, and then there will be stairs around, and then, well, I'm not exactly sure, but this is what I'm going to do. And then the fort, the wooden platform, they will be sort of like going here and then joining to the tower over the river. Normally this fort is separate from tower, but I'm going to just join together for just the beautifulness. Okay. And then with this balloon will be somewhere over here landing on the ground. And of course there will be that couple of objects like quite significant. Then of course I will leave this area in the front to make a kind of plaque. And then we're going to write the inscription here, just like that. So that will the cover. So this price also will be covered. The cake will be completed. All right. Don't worry about the side view here. That is how they're organizing the things. And now we have to start, of course, the decorations that can get dry before the cake. So once the cake is ready, decoration is ready to use. I have here some pastillage. It is colored exactly the lightest color of this wooden tower. So what I like to do, I'm going to create sort of very simple textures. So first texture is just to roll a flat piece, and we'll just put some lines on it, like to create this kind of look. So that is like the stick of wooden pieces joined together irregularly. They're not just like a proper wooden floors. They're just like rough pieces comes together, just like on the top here. So I'm going to create that in a large big platform, and after that I'm going to cut accordingly to the sizes I need. So in order to do that, this look, I make this pastillage in the lightest color. I'm going to roll, and I'm going to give some markings on it with this one, and after that I'm going to apply some color on it, darker color on it, and then clean up with the sponge. then we get this one as close as possible to this. And I'm not going to make it that complicated. So I have some drawing over here. So that is the top view. I will explain you while I'm doing it. Don't worry about that. And also like this part is repeated in 4 corners here. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 4. 16 pieces I cut exactly the same and join them together. And we're going to make these platforms and then just build them together. All right? So you will understand very easily while I'm doing it. So I'm going to roll this pastillage now and then get back to you when I'm marking. So my pastillage is already rolled in the right thickness. It's probably about 1.5 millimeters. All right, I'm going to use a bit of oil. Always that when I'm showing at the beginning what I need to have this cake, I always forget a couple of things. Like for example, the oil I didn't show you, but I always write at the end to the list that when you print out or when you look at it, you will see complete list. For example, also for this kind of cakes, the success is always lie on that using different material, different paste for different purposes. For example, pastillage is the perfect material, perfect paste doing this tower. The fondant or gum paste, not going to happen. All right. So to know the pastillage, how to do it, please go to yenesby.com. I have a free recipe there that you can follow up. All right. So I'm going to start rolling now. I'm going to just making some lines. Actually, I just do it like without any kind of. I'm not going to use this. All right. I'm just going to do it like by hand. All right. Look at this. Sort of like this kind of lines. All right. I'm not cutting, I'm just going to sort of marking, all right? So you just like understand that this is not really cutting, right? And if you cut so much, you cannot actually lift it up because it's going to break very quickly. So if it is a danger here that we not do the right thing, I'm going to put a very thin sheet of chocolate behind to make it strong. So I'm going to continue now to create a whole lot with this texture and we start cutting and I get back to you that time. Okay. It's all done. Actually, if you don't want to bother with these irregular lines, you can also use it something like this. And just go a bit more different direction. It will also does the similar job, right? But I just want to make it a bit more realistic. That's why I use that by hand, all right? So we have to do, first of all, take a small little, what do you call, templates. This size, that is this size. Okay, cut this. I don't want to be too crazy about that correctness because it could be something a bit more irregular, right? So I need to have 2 of this. Actually, I need to have not 2 of this. I need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of this. I'm going to cut this one first. All right. Cut one more. All right. Then I'm going to cut 1 and 2. That's 2. 4 and 6. Now, some of them has only the center part, so I'm just going to cut this one too. I can see underneath. I have to cut like that. All right. I'm going to share this one with you so you can make your own templates. That's a little balconies, that which is the whoever goes up and down. Sort of. Yep. So I'm going to make one is a full piece. That's here. 1 and 2. You have to be careful because the partially still soft, it may just break up from these lines. All right, just be careful with it. Okay, it's in the middle. Okay, this is done. I'm going to cut another 2 of this. Let me go through with you again. So this platform is a full platform, actually just like a balcony around here. It may have a little bit of like cutting over here because on the other side there's a stairs going here. So I like to cut this a little bit more. Just thinking about that, this will be like a kind of corner that will appear as it is like this, but not everywhere, just one side, and then sort of something like that, and then cut this again like this, I guess. So that will be on the other side. All right, so that's the beginning. All right, so so that one, the top balcony is here, and this is at the very base, here. And then this 3 platform, it will be in the middle. I'm not following exactly, I'm following my drawing here. 1, 2, 3 in the middle. All right, so let's do now the house. But these pieces, the long pieces, it will be happened here on the side. So I'm just going to cut them later on according to the needed. I'm not able to cut at the moment exactly the pieces, but I'm just going to prepare sticks and I will cut later on. So let's do the house. Now, the house is very, very simple. Again, one of this one here. Put it here like this. And draw here. Okay. To make it symmetrical, you have to cut and fold it in 2. That's correct. Okay, we need 2 of this. We can cut from here or from here. Doesn't matter. No. Yes, from here. I like this one. And here, this one, like that. I like to do the doors. That. Other side too. That's it. And then the sides, probably we can cut from here. That's good. These are on the same size, square. Slightly shorter. So when we join together, it becomes an absolute square. One here. One there. Okay. Now, what we need, the roof. Okay. The roof is around, and let me just make another template for that, just to cut two pieces. About this size, but that long. All right. Where's the lines? This goes like that. So it's going to be like this size. Okay. Now, one. That's also done. So that will be the roof. I think, let me check. Yeah, that's correct. It's pretty correct. Same size. Okay. What else? Double check. We have done this one. We have done this one. We have done that one, that one, that one. We have done the house. We have done the roof. And we open the doors, but not the windows. So I like to cut the windows out here. Now, I like to do this part, 4 in each level. So 1, 2, 3, 4 level, times 4 is 16 pieces. I'm going to cut at least 14, and I'm going to show you the last 2. I changed my mind. I'm going to show you a couple of first ones, and after that I'm going to continue myself. So what I do, I roll this one a little bit thicker now. It's about maybe 3 or 4 millimeters. So let me just go a little bit more, like this. Yep, it's about, I think 3 millimeters is right. Yeah. Okay, like that. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil here, just to you know, position that, and then stays in the same position so it doesn't move. All right. So basically the logic is here. That is what I like to cut, 4 layers. All right, here, and just cut that one here straight. All right. If you want, you can of course use the ruler. Right. Is it straight? Yes, pretty much. And after that, I'm going to have that one here. So let me just go with the ruler this time. Don't try to be hero here. Right. This one or I'm just marking, not cutting, all right? Because I just want each one stays all in position, all right? That's the second one. All right, and then here is the second cut. This is a third cut. Everyone is about 4 centimeters, so I can actually measure like that. 4, 8, 12, and 16. All right, I'm going to make one more, just in case. All right. All right. Now this has to be done in 4 layers. So that is, or the 12.4, that means 6.2. 6.2 comes here. All right. Also marking. And then after that, approximately half is here, half is there. And then here. Here. All right. Now, the thing is, you have one in the middle, one straight line. So I'm just going to also very slight marking here, one straight line in the middle. All right. Here. And each of them has got one line like this, but not actually Yeah, I can do it here and here, because let me see, that's like this, that's correct, that's correct, that's correct, this one goes like that, this one goes like that. I'm not going every single line, I'm just going to go like corner to corner, so that will be then correct. Come on, like that, like that, then goes like this. Everything correct here. The only thing is what has to be done. It says this has to be also in the middle one. Everything correct here, only that this is upside down. This is correct according to this one. These are correct ones, these two, and this is upside down. So I just turn it up later on. All right. Now, very simple thing from now on. Very simple. You just take your craft knife, just bypass the center line, and then go a little bit more in the center, right? Like this, like that, and like that, and remove that. All right. Let me just show you a little bit more closer. All right. I need a wet towel. I need wet towel because every time I use my blade, there will be some sugar residues on it. It will make the knife not so nice to cut. Okay, clean. The hands are dry. This one can be just oiled a bit, so it doesn't get dry too much. Okay. So this is what we do. Make sure that your body's position is correct. So as I said, bypass the center line, what we did before, and then after that, remove that little triangles. Because everything is sort of like in the same block, you don't push things around. So that's easily can remove like this. Okay. Don't make it too thick, so as thin as possible on the side. You have to also make complete cuts like that. Like that. Once I remove every single block, then I'm gonna cut them completely and made individual pieces. All right. I think that is already good enough. So I'll be cutting everything and coming back to you. So all done. Now we can cut individually out every single rectangular from the place that we marked before. Right. Like that. So you have to understand, and how important is this, that this drawing, if you don't have this drawing, I couldn't do this one like this, because that plan gives me exact the sizes. That's it. So these ones, I separate them all, so we can just color them later, right? So these are probably the same line I'm gonna follow to put together, so everything is in the same height. All right, I'm separating them now because I like to spray the darker color on it, so the color can go around of it or inside part of it. Right. So next thing I like to do the treasure chest, because I'm gonna use the same color of the pastillage. Okay, now the treasure chest. I make already a drawing over here. This is the what I'm gonna follow. All right, the mother shape is, I like to have this one in a log piece and then cut in the right proportion there, right? So I need to get, by the way, all the offcuts from the previous work, I put them together. put a couple of seconds in the microwave and reknead it again. This becomes like nice and smooth again. All right. So if I do that like that, all right, and then push it like this way, right, like that, and like that. Let's see how it is. Is this there? Oh, very much. Almost there. All right. So this is like that. Let's just pinch the corner a little bit, make it a bit more straight. All right. This one also pinch a little bit straight. And then look at it again. This is what I'm looking for. All right. Now, look at this. Just make some marking like this here. I don't have to make it on top. All right. On top is the other cover coming. Change out. This will be the wooden grains like this. Right? Okay, now that is done. So I like to do some deeper lines to represent that wood that's too thick. I'm going to use this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And go the other side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm not worried about the silver parts because this one we can always do later on. Right? So now I'm going to cut this like that. Clean knife. Wet. Dry. Okay. Now I'm going to do same thing over here. Okay. Then again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is out of the shape a little bit. Just push it back again. All right. And also that part has got like some sort of good joining part here like this. So I just want to do this. All right. There's one also here with that. 1 and 2. So far so good. Then after that, I'm going to roll this for the top part. Don't cut, just mark. Right, after that, let's say 1, 2, deep enough, 3, 4, I'm just guessing. I guess we'll be alright. Alright, now this one is to cut a bit longer, of course, from here to there. Alright, if we get this part cut already and put it on, and we can see how far we can go. That's about there. Let's see, if we put this over here. Hey, that will be just nice. Just nice. Okay, let it dry, just like this. Yeah, that's nice. Just leave it on the side. The one thing is I'm not happy with that. This part is still visible, so I'm just going to continue doing this right here. Okay, that is good enough. Ready to go. Too high, not too high, just too long. That's better. Done. Next thing I like to do, this balloon, I'm just going to make it slightly smaller than this, about this size. One thing I like to do different, over here is the balloon is about sort of like a mustard color, and then lighter color, there's some marking, some V, something on it. So I'm going to make it vice versa. So I just want to make it like the balloon lighter, but these shadings, that all those ornaments, will be a bit more darker. So it is just a trick that, because I can't paint over here lighter than that, but I can paint on it darker than that. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is just a drop shape. See, it's okay. Yes, it is. Good. Neat again. Make it nice and neat. First round. Nice and shiny. Yes, and after that, squish like that. Check it up. Yes. Gonna put it on here. Turn it like this a little bit. Okay. And then just give a bit of pinches over here to make the corner nice. After that, go back again on the table. Make it nice and straight. Yeah, that's good. So what we have over here, there's some lines, okay? I guess 4 of them. 1, that, just marking. That's all I do. Everything else I'm going to just a little brush using dark color and to get it there. Alright, this is already there. Alright, what I like to do, I'm going to put this inside here, like that, inside here, and also like this blue basket, which is I'm going to cut from the raw fondant. So the raw fondant, which I'm using this one also, if you make the fondant kneading, it will be just like a, it's hard to make a square piece, but I can cut a square piece over here very easily with this. So that's what I'm going to do. It's a very small little block anyway. Clean knife. Something like that. Look, it's all straight. Nice and square. That's the one what I'm looking for. So then just going to go some lines inside. Like that. So my blue basket is ready, and then I will use some styrofoam to hold this one together. I'm just going to poke this one here like that, carefully, not too much, and then push this one inside, all the way in there. That's the kind of principle that I'm going to use. I'm going to maybe push a little bit more, or according to cake size, and after that I'm going to put some lines with the royal icing on the side to create that holding strings. All right. So that's also done. So next thing I like to do, the potion, this stuff. So I'm going to do this one now. Very simple. I have this blue already in the hand. One ball first. I'm going to do this size. This bottle is no base, like just like a round at the bottom. For some reason, I don't know. Okay, chop this, fix it up. Okay, on the side. I have some brown fondant also here, very small piece, and then just touch like this, and then turning like that, you make a cylinder. Look at that. It should be alright. Right here. That's it. That's already good enough for that particular purpose. Alright, this is there. Alright, next thing we're going to do all the trees, two different kind of trees. The first tree I like to do, this bubble looking ones. So just a green fondant. I mix with the yellow color, the green, make it this color. Alright. So I have a bunch of skewers. Some of them the back side, some of them is a sharp side. Alright. Just a small bunch like this, joined together with the rubber. I'm just going to do this. Look at that. So that gives a kind of like a kind of cauliflower looking thing. You can do it as much as you need it, as deep as you want. Alright, no problem. Alright, this is a really interesting texture. Alright. Just do it like that. Right. And after that, of course it's too flat, just turning like this. You do that. And then after that, put it right here. That's it. Right. So I'm going to make 15 pieces. Large one 5 is here, and 5 small ones. Okay. Let me do one more. You have to hold the fondant, which doesn't come with the, because it's poking and coming back, so it has to be holding down. Okay. Like this, and then after that, you can just go like that. And it's got a little bit also like underneath, also some texture, right? So that's it. I'm going to continue. I'm going to do all those 15 now and come back to you with what I'm doing the next one. Just to make the second choice of the tree, which is the pine trees, a little bit different color. I add a little bit yellow inside to make it slightly different color than this tone. Alright, that should be enough. So I'm just going to cut sort of like small pieces. I don't think we need so many, but just sort of like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then sort of larger ones, a bit larger ones. Maybe some very small ones. I think should be enough, this one. Alright. Okay, let's go. So all what I have to do is this. Do that. And then just make this one sort of like a flat at the bottom. Alright. I take the skewer, put it in there. Don't go all the way in. Just like this. Alright. And take a small scissor. Alright, can go a little bit more in. And after that, we start already just chopping a little bit. First start from the very small pieces. You see I'm resting my finger here. Wherever you think it's nice, just cut. Only what you have to be careful when you're starting, you start when very small, so that you don't chop the trees tip off. That's already nice enough. Don't have to worry about more than that. Alright, and after that, once you have happy with this, just cut underneath, remove that excess, so the tree become like nice and realistical in a sense like that. Okay. I'm not so sure I'm going to use that skewer or not, but I will just leave it like this at the moment. Just pop it inside here, and then get the next one. Let me do one more. We don't have to do that, I don't think so, just because we're cutting the bottom one. There we go. I have to clean the scissor all the time. All right, let's go. Cut, 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 cut. Okay, that's enough. Go in there, cut, and remove. Look at that. So, I will be doing this, all of them, so we have enough. I made a couple of more of these bubbly ones. Maybe I make a few more, it doesn't matter, it doesn't hurt, more is better. So I will continue doing that. So all the pine trees are finished nicely. I'd like to carry on with the wood graining now, wood staining actually. Just everything wood has to be like some sort of like wooden lines on it, right? So let's start from the coloring. I'm just gonna cut one of this, what do you call, straw, to pick up some powder colors. Here, I'm using brown. All right. I like to use a little bit of orange also. Orange. Okay. Right away close it, just to avoid accidents. And the water. This is a little atomizer, replacing the, what do you call, airbrush. I don't mind to get fingers a little bit dirty, because I'm going to use later on just a dot of bleach to clean up. It works very well, but make sure that you don't use bleach too much on your hand, just very sudden, very quickly, and I have to wash right away. Okay. So, this way, and this way, and that way. And right away I take this little bit of wet sponge, okay, and then take it in the hand, I don't mind, right, just to get some sort of like nice lines on it, like this. Pretty same, right, let's put it here back. Maybe I can do it like this, without taking in the hand. Yes, it works. Pastels get very quickly dry, actually, very good. With more water. I want to take more off. Let me try something. Just get a little bit of like some sort of like some light lines on it. Just a couple of lines. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing over here with this, guys. This direction and this direction. Okay, then get this wet one. Look at that, just like this. A little bit fiddly, but after that it works. The color goes into the indents, it becomes darker at the end, right? Just keep it together like that. and pour it. That's it. I'm happy with this one. All what I have to do now, continue doing this same thing over here. I will add a little bit more yellow to this for a chest, because I want to have the chest a little bit different color. Now I like to do some tree trunks for those bubbly looking trees, for those trees, and I'm going to use chocolate for that. So if I use this chocolate and I pipe over here, everything gets flat. So I want to have something more firm, something more roundish. That's why I just change this chocolate from liquid form to creamy form just by adding a little bit of water inside. It is against the rules, so everywhere says don't put any water inside because it seizes, but if I add just a little bit, I will have a kind of like purpose of getting chocolate a little bit more creamy, especially piping sort of like relief work. It will be quite helpful. You can also do, of course, alcohol. So it turns a little bit more creamier. Just a little bit more. One more time, finish. See, when I drop like it stays. All right, let's go and do this one now. Just simply something about along this direction. I'm making this one a bit sharp so I can poke this the fondant trees on it. What I will do, I'm going to continue to finish all the whole sheet over here. Then when everything is set, I'm going to take it out, turn over, and pipe the other side. So instead of doing like a half round, I will have a complete roundish body of the tree trunks. Okay, as I mentioned, that is already done. So I just pipe the other side too. It becomes a bit more roundish. That looks much better than just a flat one. I also do a couple of steps with that one. I want to continue with this. So basically, these are the segments that I have to prepare separately, and then join them instead of little pieces, join them larger pieces together into that, building up this tower. So I left the last one for you to see. It is quite easy to do if you don't sort of worry about piping, etc. Just using that little things to dip, right? So when you take this one, lift up the spoon and touch here at the bottom like this, because this is the sides that we're going to touch the other side. All right, and then make sure it's in the same direction. Just go like this. And then so this one is touching like this, so this one gonna be like this. All right, I hope you understand what I'm saying. That means this side. Here. Then just check this one. That's good. So that will be like this. Okay, that means this side and that side. No, not this side. This side. That's it. This is also done. So let me put this house together very quickly. Touch. Touch. And this one. Touch. And this one on the other side. A little bit here, a little bit there. Don't have to be too fussy about that. The chocolate, if it's just looked out a little bit, it looks like shadow. Here it is. Let it set. When you're gluing things with chocolate, you have to wait for a while that whatever you do set first, then we can continue. Alright? Alright, that's looking good. What else we can do? Nothing. We can do the roof later on when it's get set. So this one put on the side. Oh, that was too fresh. That was too fresh. I touched too early. Like that. That one. Also too fresh. All right. Like now, I like to do the treasure chest. There is some different things on it, like a bit more further decorations. We need to do that. So where is it? Here we go. I like to do, I'm just going to use one of the paste here and do this, and after that brush with the silver color with a small little brush. I'll show you what I'm doing before I'm finished. Okay, just take the chest in the hand, carefully holding the place that which you don't process yet. So just touching here, a little bit of water and a little bit of water here and here. Right, after that, cut this. One more. If it's not completely straight, it'll be okay, because it is a kind of very crooked chest. You know, it's not really 100% straight. A bit here. There it is. Then after that, I just take a little bit of this one. A little bit bigger. Bend it like this. Pinch. Bit of water here. Touch there. And there we go. This is the hook. This hook needs a kind of connection. Place it there. Touch this side. Touch the other side. Look like there's another piece that's holding the hook. All right. And this part is pretty simple. I'm just going to make the whole lot in once, like that, like that. I guess it's like that, like that, like that. We'll do this here. Too big. Okay. Need something sharper than that. Maybe this. Okay. Keyhole. That's it. Then I take a pen, which is not on, so that like inside is inside. Okay. Just touch this like this. See what I mean? That does the job. Anything else? I don't think so. That's already enough. Okay, this is done. All right, what else we do now? Everything is ready. I can do this one a little bit later on. It's okay. This is all ready. That one is ready. So I think it's time now. We clean up nicely, and then let this everything is settles down. So everything is nice and crisp and hard. So I can just handle. So when I lift up this one, it's still slightly soft. So I don't want to like force anything out here. I'm gonna take a break now, and then tomorrow morning I will continue. Hello again. I like to start my day by just shaping the cake because all the decorations are ready. All what we have to do now, shape the cake nicely and then get some nicely masked with the ganache and then get all those mountains done. And then once it's ready, then we can just put it in the fridge and then do something else in the meantime. All right. So this is done. Finish. Then turn upside down. This is a beautiful moist cake. That. Like that. I have a recipe in our website jenasby.com, so you can have this one free, no problem. Just it's a very nice recipe. All right, now I like to do first a little bit of ganache around, so I don't have to worry about gluing anymore. All right, just a little bit. Every time you work with ganache and mud cake, it will be quite messy, but as long as you clean after that, it's fine. All right. This is a landscape cake, so we don't have to worry about too much of proper masking. As long as that's something like on it that we can stick the fondant, it will be fine. All right. So now I'm going to cut a piece here, and then joining here. So that's already curved a little bit. All right. This one curved a little bit here. All right. Maybe just join somewhere here. All right. After that, I'm going to cut from here and join here like that, maybe here and join here and here and join here. All right, so I like to give a little bit of like a roundish edge here. Right, let's choose now where will be then the front side. So this is a bit more here. I think I will choose this side because there will be the mountains part. All right. So now put a bit of ganache here. Okay. Okay. Bit ganache here. This is the bit here. The bit there. All right. So this is a kind of extension of the mountains here, like that. Doesn't have to be in the same level. All right. And then after that, I'm going to use this one. What I like to do, I'm just going to put some ganache here. This is all the offcuts from the previous cake. Just mix like this. Then get one piece like this and put it on top, like that. So this will be the next level. All right, something like that. I think I like to make it a bit more higher. So I think if we do like this part here, and then this might be a bit more higher, that's already good enough. A bit more. Oh, everything being used. Look at this. Also, I like to have a little bit more this side. Can get some, maybe some from here. Just put it here. That's it. I like to clean my hands now and start masking. So the cake is quite soft. That's why I have to also condition my ganache also soft. So more softer the cake is, the ganache has to be more soft. So it doesn't tear the sponges away when you're just putting that ganache on top. So how I do that, I just put it in the microwave for a couple of seconds and take it out. Don't bring into the melting condition, but just nice and soft, all right? So I'm just gonna get now nice and easy, just put it on top here, everywhere. Oh, by the way, I just remove also some more sponge from here, create that river part, and then put it somewhere else. You see, because of the ganache is so soft, it goes so easy. I always use that side to go this way. I'm not going to do this way or that way or that way. So that's the side, left side, using right hand. Okay, a bit more here. A little bit at a time. So this is a kind of like a plateau. Another plateau here. And some valley here. I think I like the shape of the landscape here. Quite nice, different levels. Beautiful. It's going to end up quite nice. Alright, a little bit of ganache here in the river. We're going to cover that different color of fondant later on. Alright, what else have in here? This is missing a little bit. A little bit here. And here. That's it. You don't have to do anything else than that. So if I put this in the fridge now, all those spiky bits will be hardened in the fridge, and it will be sort of like a problem when we're coating the fondant. So that's why I want to just get everything sort of rounded up a little bit. All right, just use the cling wrap. Put this here. Okay. And then second one in the front. All right, now starting from the top side, this is the mountain part. So when I do this, you see it's pulling away. So if I don't have to do this one yet, all right? So that one here, like this. I'll lift it up a little bit, go inside, and then here. That's the perfect way of doing landscape cake. All right, so everything has become sort of rounded now, all right? That's it. That goes in the fridge, and we wait for about probably about 15 minutes to get nice and firm, so we can start coating with fondant. Okay, nice and cool now. I had my second coffee this morning while I'm waiting this cake to cool down. I feel very good now. So just remove that cling wrap. And as you see that there's no kind of like a spiky bit, we can just coat the cake nicely now. All right. The first thing I like to do, I'm going to put the blue fondant here where the river is. So when we cut out the green one, the river will be underneath the green. All right. So give it just nice neat. Okay. We may just use some color later on to get some different shades on it. But at the moment, I just want to coat. Right. Okay, I just use my fondant leveler, get some sort of like lines on it. That makes it like little waves. That's nice. All right, put this here. Don't worry about that much of like where this goes, because we can always put other things around and then only cut off the blue part, all right? So this is already done. Just the end bit I'm just pushing to the same level, all right? That's not going to be seen, what I'm pushing and making dirty. All right. Next thing is, I like to have these hills. When I cut off, I want to have like a nice sort of rocky looking part. So let me show you the picture. So when I look at this picture, as you see over here, this is the plateaus and then valley here. I want to have this kind of look after that. So as you see, there is some sort of like a vertical levels in here, vertical lines in there. I'm going to create that just pulling two colors together. All right, this is white. I put a little bit of this brown color inside here, a little bit, just to make it not too white. All right, just to make it like a bit more beige color first. Because if it's too white, it looks like snow, right? Okay, that is ready. I'm gonna get this one too. Make it nice and soft. All right, and then put it together and start pulling. Look at this. Doesn't that look similar? Okay. So I'm going to cut this off like this. Like that. Well, I'm quite happy with this one now already. So just give also some lines over here, like this. Actually, fork is a good idea. Just go like this with a fork. Just get some lines like this. Maybe just a little bit like, also like irregular sort of lines here. Okay, that should be all right. Now, I like to put a piece over here first. Okay, another piece in here. A little bit of water. Okay. Gonna roll again. Tell you what, I just want to put this quite a big piece over here, like that, so we don't have to worry about too much of what's come out underneath. Okay. Anything else left here? I think it's in the front. It's important here, this part here. Just gonna do one more. We could have cut this completely onto it, but I just want to keep that line sort of like a really vertical. That's why I just want to make it so one after another. So I just don't want to lose that lines. Right? That's it. Now we have to roll the green as big as we need it, and then coat the whole lot. I think this should be enough. All right. What I do, I just take a bit of aluminum foil. All right. Just crumble it like this. Really sort of like squish it. Okay. Give it a bit of texture like this. Okay, now here and here, I put a bit of oil here. Okay, now go easy, not so stretch too much. All right. Okay. Okay. Okay, take this aluminum foil again. Just push certain areas a bit more, sort of like a more clearer. So you can see where the plateaus, where the sort of like higher and lower parts of the mountains. Even on the side like this, you can push, make it a bit more roundish. Where you want to join it, you have to push a bit more further. All right, I'm ready to decide. So looking to that decision making, that where do I cut to get this the Rocky Mountains texture out. Okay, when I look at this picture, I definitely have this one. Sort of like that's the sort of like green area. All right. So this part has to be out. So once I have it like that, you have to also touch a little bit, so to kill that cut look. There is some brown came out chocolate, but this is not my concern because I'm going to put some greens and some stones and everything around these areas, right? Nothing to worry about it. So I'm going to cut one more here. And then go this way after that. Overshot these parts. Just want to do it shorter. This one, like that. Okay. And then here, like that. And what I like to do, I'm going to cut the sides a little bit more in a kind of like a, not sort of like exactly where the cake finish. Just like this. So make the cake a little bit larger in a sense that visually. And go for it a little bit more sort of like a, make a little bit more sort of like a grassy look here. Yeah. Let me play this one a little bit longer. I'll be back with you when I'm cutting the river. As you see in this picture, the whole green is not flat like this. Over here there's some brown patches, a bit more green, different green tones and everything. So I like to just give a bit of variation of colors over here now by just putting some powder colors over here. I have green, I have yellow, I have brown, I have orange here. I'm just gonna spray some water here, something like this. All right, a little bit, and then just take the sponge here, like that. All right. And then just go sort of like some sort of like not too extreme, like make sure that you're not really doing something extreme. All right, just like this. The sponge is a good idea to use that. Okay, it was too green, so I just want to make a bit more water here, more lighter, also lighter here. Okay, that's happening. And also a little bit of, I'm going to change the direction of the sponge. So put a bit of water here. Sort of yellowish, a little bit brownish, orangish, earth-ish and ish. Sort of like a little bit here. I think you know what I mean. So different patches. I think we have to go a little bit more darker green on the side of the river here, because the river has got like a very sort of like a, it makes the grass a bit more greener on that area beside the water. I think I will just keep it like it is. All right, I think this is already good enough, and we're going to cut now the river. So I like to keep it like quite sort of like a thin stream, not so deep. You know what I mean? And I'm just going to go here like this, and then cut this one here, and then just a little patch of green probably. Like a waterfall here. Hopefully we've done it right. Yes. That's it. I think we are doing well. So then, of course, use the what I'm talking about, fork. All right. Should make it a little bit more sort of like realistic on the sides here. I think it's all those the little stones and everything, we have to put it later on. Sort of like all what I have to do now before adding all the decorations, I'm going to put a bit of darker shade on the water with the sun blue, exactly the same technique with the sponge like that. I like to first build the tower. I choose a place that is the right one, so I'm just going to build it over here. As long as that we can get this chocolate level and touch down, because that the combination we already done, so 4 walls together, just touch nicely, nice and clean, and then you can put them here in one single step, just like this. Then you don't need the piping back, all right? But I'm not saying that we don't gonna use piping all the way, but I like to just try to avoid it to make it simple, all right? So I'm just gonna turn around to choose the right side, because this is the front. Just touch here one more time, and then sort of like get rid of all those extensions, and then after that place it here. Okay, done. Then we talking about now we need some piping back now, because we have the pipe on top, all right? So pipe over here. One more time. Chocolate is a very good idea to glue all those things, because it's not going to look bad, because the chocolate is similar colored as the brown here on the top. Okay, so that will be then the stairs, all right? Then we touch here again. Time to time I like to check the straightness. That's okay. Now this one. So this extension has to be like here, 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 so like a staircase, all right? What happened here? It's open. Go again. And cut a bit bigger. All right. Next one. Good looking side to the front. That's not bad. Also time to time make this one flat. So when you're touching everywhere same amount. Straight. Okay. Now 1, 2 is to be in this corner, like that. I have no idea what this tower does, but I'm just following up the pictures. It is there. Now the top one is just to be like this. Let's see. If you look at things always in the same direction, you may make a very obvious mistake. Okay, that's already looking good. Also looking good. So now it comes the house on top. Here we go. All right, now I prepare those guys before. So these are the sort of like stairs that goes one side to another side, all right? Just gonna chop this one up. It can break anywhere where the line is. Okay, it's pretty good. All right, now a little bit of chocolate here, a little bit of chocolate there. This is done. Now, get this one here. Is it good? Too short. Is this good? Yes. All those balustrades, I'm not going to worry about it, but I'm just going to put one at the top. All right, one on the top here, balustrade. These guys. Just going to put one here. Right. So this is this much. Let's put it on. That's done. Don't fall off. Let's see this one. If I see it's not the right color, like when I cut the pieces, it will always come up with a light color out. So I'm just going to take this little brush, and I have this brown color already here from before when I spraying, and I'm just going to touch it up. Right? So all those white points, and I can make it darker later. It's not a really big deal, right? And then two small pieces over here, then we are done. One small piece here. Another small piece, something like this here. All right. Okay, I think we are pretty much done with the tower. Next thing, I like to give some silver shade on this piece. This chest, treasure chest, turns up quite nice and sweet. I like the color. Just a little bit here, a little bit there. All right. Then to close this, I like to put my sort of fort here. I think this one belongs to this area, something like this. All right, just a touch. Oops, wrong side. Has to go this way. That's it. All right, now, when I'm placing all those important objects, it will determine where I'm going to put the trees. Otherwise, if I put the trees, for example, I may just mistake put tree over here, then I have no space to put this one on. So I think next thing what we have to do, we put the trees around. So then we can see that what's left to do, all right? Trees are very easy. I'm not going to chop anything over here, maybe just a tip a little bit off here, just like this. And I'm going to put a little bit of chocolate here, just dipping the spiky part, and then a little bit of chocolate over here. And after that, poke it in a place where I want to place, all right? So that the chocolate where I dip the bottom part, it becomes like a shadow, all right? So after that, I take one of this and placing here, it will stay. A little bit more. All right, will stay. And then if this chocolate goes too much, and then just put one more over here to cover that area. All right, now just position here. I'd like to get one more large one in this area, right? Good. So dip the top part. If you don't dip it, it will be still work without even chocolate because both sides is sharp. It just goes inside the cake and that's it. Look at that, just goes in. And touch this one. That's wonderful. All right, gonna put a couple of more here. Just some on the base without the sort of like the what do you call the trunk, because we cannot poke the trunk into the base, so I just put it there. Some little ones. You can even put one of them on top of each other, so you create like a multi-layer trees, you know, doesn't matter. I like this guy, so I make it first time. Very effective. Okay, I'm gonna just gather a couple of more trees, big bubbly ones over here, and I'll be back with you before I start doing the next type of tree. Doing things a day before is quite beneficial. Like this trees, for example, is nice and dry, even that was fragile, but I can just take off this skewer now, and then just touch a little bit of chocolate here, and then place it wherever I need to do, and then it doesn't, when I'm touching, it's nice and solid, it doesn't really hurt anything. Just put it there wherever we'd like to do. All right, next one. Just take it out, chocolate, and put it on. So especially this like flat areas and higher areas, the pines are always like in the height is quite common. So I'm going to scatter this one all around again, somewhere here, there, and there, and there. So these trees will be also almost finished. Maybe I will left some, I don't know. So the trees are finished. I used them all, didn't left anything. It was not even enough. I could have done some more. All right. So this balloon has got this V kind of like a signature in there. As I said, the V is here is lighter color, but I'm just doing for the just like convenience. I will just do it darker color. So I'm holding my brush here. I just already finished sort of some areas, and then just holding brush and turning the balloon other hand, and just going around easily like this, and end up this corner. That's it. So that balloon, I think we should put sort of like this area, and just drop it there, and it will stay because I'm already stable all those areas with that. So I'm just actually put one stick in the middle, and then glue with chocolate so it doesn't sing anything. I may just put a little bit of royal icing on the side later on for the strings, but you don't have to see that. It's quite simple. Just touch one point and then just string it down, and then touch the other point. It's done. All right. Now the most important thing is that portion has to be ordered somewhere. I think I just put it here, somewhere here. There. We will have enough space over here still for writing. Now this is the fort, which is I don't know what's the purpose of it. Like the fighters or the warriors are building up like to reach somewhere. I don't know. It is always goes for like about 45 degrees in the air, so it just goes towards the sky. That doesn't have any touch anywhere. So what I like to do, I'm going to put somewhere around here. First of all, I was thinking about touching to the tower, but my son said it doesn't make any sense because in the game they are just free. They're not touching anywhere. Sort of like I'm going to put two skewer here. Okay, when I look at from here, I don't want to have this sort of like a view taken away from the balloon and from everything else. I think this area will be beautiful. I'm just putting over here like that, something like that, and another one right on the side like that. Okay, then what I like to do, I'm going to get some chocolate and make a sort of shadow. All right, the shadow, like a clean shadow, and then stick it on it, then will be all right, no problem at all. All right. Okay, let's finish it off. I like to first of all do the shadow, but I like to also show you. Let's say the sun comes from this direction, and we can already put some sort of like a bit of like very clean line here, like this, and then carry on like that, just like this. Is already good. And then maybe some of this on the side of the trees. Okay, I'll leave it here. Okay, I always do that, the clean lines, that it gives like a kind of like a dark shadow. And I also put a little bit of color on these sticks. It can hold or can just not appear like just like a naked wood. Right here. And then we put this, what they call fort. That sticks will hold that nicely. All right. It was almost breaking, but it's all right. It can hold that nicely. So that is already sort of like make things a bit more stronger, that chocolate. I like to put a little bit maybe behind too also. Here, just a little bit behind. And a little bit here. All right, let's put this on the side. And the last thing to do, oh, I also did some stones over here. As you see that, just the gray color of fondant. I just take it out like this, make little squares or the round things, and then put it over here. It gives another color on the whole lot. And then just realistic, these stones can be fall from the mountains or whatever, and then just on the river, and especially when the river starts with the stones, it looks good. So last thing to do is remove that protection, because we already finished with the cake. So that cellophane sheet is always I use that protect the board, so I don't have to worry about these chocolates and ganache and all those things. Even that you realize that I built the cake on top of the board here because of that cellophane sheet. So it's quite useful technique. All right, remove that. Put it here. And when I just, I'm showing you this every time, but maybe some of you didn't see that, I just tear this off. There. And now when you pull in this in the right direction, you can tear this exactly from the edge where the cake finish. Okay. So I just finished. Let me just turn around, like you can see every direction again. And so as far as I know, that there's a lot more other objects involved, but we don't want to sort of like crowd up this one, everything. But I'm hoping that this is a kind of starting point for you you can build up all the other characters or whatever you like to do. So thank you so much for having me today again. And don't forget to please check yenersway.com for more and for detailed tutorials. And please like, share and subscribe to stay tuned with us. Also to make me happy. I'd like to tell you a little story now. A few days ago, we have the courier in front of our house, and then they brought a little box, which looks like a pizza box. And then my wife was almost sending this box back because she thought there's a pizza inside, and we didn't order any pizza. And suddenly she realized that on top of the box, written YouTube. So we received this. That is a plaquette, which is called here, presented to Yeners Cake Tips and Yeners Way, for passing 100,000 subscribers. So I can't tell you enough thank you for giving me this. You guys give me that before the YouTube, because you're liking what I'm doing. It motivates me so much. I'm 65 years old and I would like to do this one rest of my life, as long as I can do, as long as I can stay in my mind. So I will do that. And trust me, I have a lot more to show you. Because on all those years that I try to sort of like not to use so many store-bought items, so I just develop lots of like tricky or just like practical methods that I like to share with you in the forthcoming years. So this has got so much value for me, because not only these numbers in YouTube, but if I'm not around, my grandchildren will look at this, maybe they hang this on the wall, and then showing their children and say, my grandfather was a YouTuber. Because this is something that they like. They watch all the time YouTube, and then I am so appreciated to you guys. So I owe you that, and I will pay you back with my tutorials rest of my life. God bless you all, until to my next tutorial. Bye for now.